Hello everyone, and welcome to today's session. I'm excited to share with you some valuable insights on common mistakes and optimization tips. This is part of our Career Unlocked with Achal series, focusing on creating an ATS-friendly resume. In this lesson, we'll explore how to avoid common pitfalls and improve your resume to stand out. So, let's dive in and make your resume work better for you. So, let's take a moment to clarify what ATS actually is. ATS stands for Applicant Tracking System, and it's a software that many companies use to manage the influx of job applications. Understanding how ATS works is crucial because it influences how you craft your resume to get noticed. Next, we'll talk about the ATS-friendly format. Basically, this means structuring your resume in a way that the system can easily read and interpret. Using simple headings, standard fonts, and avoiding complex formatting like tables or graphics helps ensure your resume gets through the ATS screening. And then we come to keywords. Keywords are the specific skills, qualifications, or phrases that match the job description. Including the right keywords is vital because ATS scans your resume for these terms to determine if you're a good fit. So, tailoring your resume with keywords from the job listing significantly increases your chances of moving forward. To wrap up this lesson, remember that understanding ATS, formatting your resume appropriately, and incorporating relevant keywords are all interconnected. They form the foundation for making sure your application passes the initial screening and reaches a human recruiter. Understanding common ATS mistakes and how to fix them is a crucial part of optimizing your resume. In this lesson, we'll explore the typical errors that can trip up your application when it encounters an ATS. We'll also discuss practical strategies to correct these issues, ensuring your resume gets noticed. Remember, the goal is to make your resume as ATS-friendly as possible, so it can effectively communicate your qualifications. This ties into the overall theme of creating a standout application that advances you toward your career goals. So, let's dive into the key mistakes and learn how to fix them to improve your chances of success. Now, let's talk about the importance of visual elements in your resume. Using tables and columns can help organize your information clearly and make it easier for recruiters to scan. They allow you to present data or skills in a structured way, which is especially useful for highlighting achievements or certifications. Next, incorporating graphics and icons can add a visual punch to your resume. They help draw attention to key sections or accomplishments and can make your document more engaging. Just be sure to use them sparingly and professionally. Overloading your resume with images can be distracting. Finally, headers and footers are more than just design elements. They help create a polished look and can include important information like your name, contact details, or page numbers. Consistent headers and footers contribute to a cohesive, professional presentation that makes a strong first impression. All these design choices tie back to the overall goal, making your resume both appealing and easy to navigate for ATS systems and human reviewers alike. Let's talk about some common formatting mistakes that can really hurt your resume. First up, two-column resumes. While they might look modern, they can actually make it harder for recruiters and applicant tracking systems to scan your information quickly and efficiently. It's best to stick with a straightforward single-column layout for clarity and ease of reading. Next, we have text boxes. They might seem useful for adding design elements, but they often cause issues with formatting when your resume is opened on different devices or software. Plus, they can interfere with the way ATS software parses your content, which could mean important details get overlooked. Finally, creative layouts. While they can showcase your design skills, they can also be a double-edged sword. Overly creative or unconventional layouts might distract from the content or make it harder for hiring managers to find the key information they need. Remember, the goal is to present your qualifications clearly and professionally, so simplicity often wins. Overall, avoiding these formatting mistakes helps ensure your resume is both visually appealing and easy to interpret, which is crucial in making a strong first impression. Sure, let's talk about some common font and design errors that can really impact the effectiveness of a presentation. First, using decorative fonts might seem fun or creative, but they can often be hard to read and distract from your main message. It's best to stick with clean, professional fonts that enhance clarity. Next, very small font sizes are a big no-no. If your audience has to strain to read your slides, your message gets lost. Make sure your text is large enough to be easily seen from the back of the room. Then, there's the issue of excessive bold or too many colors. Overusing bold text or bright colors can make your slides look cluttered and chaotic, which pulls attention away from the content itself. Instead, use these elements sparingly to emphasize key points. Overall, these font and design errors can really undermine your message and distract your audience. Keeping your design simple, readable, and consistent helps your audience focus on what really matters, your message. Let's talk about some common keyword mistakes that can really impact your job search. First, missing job keywords. This happens when you don't include the specific words or phrases that employers are looking for in their postings. If your resume or profile doesn't have those keywords, it might not even get noticed by applicant tracking systems. Next up is keyword stuffing. This is when you overuse keywords in an unnatural way, trying to game the system. It can make your application look spammy and could actually hurt your chances because recruiters can spot it a mile away. Then, there's using different terminology. This is when you use synonyms or different words that mean the same thing, but don't match the keywords in the job description. While it's good to vary your language, be careful to include the exact terms used in the job posting to improve your chances of passing the filters. All these mistakes highlight the importance of understanding and strategically using keywords. They're essential to making sure your application gets seen by the right people and helps you stand out in a competitive job market. Let's talk about some common mistakes we see in the experience section of resumes. First, avoid using paragraphs. They can make your resume look cluttered and hard to scan quickly. Instead, opt for clear, concise bullet points that highlight your achievements. Next, steer clear of including metrics unless they are specific and measurable. Vague statements like helped increase sales don't really tell the full story. Be precise whenever possible. Lastly, make sure your responsibilities are clearly defined. Instead of vague duties, focus on your actual contributions and results. These mistakes can really undermine the impact of your experience section, so keeping it straightforward and detailed helps you stand out. This ties into our overall theme of crafting a strong, effective resume that captures attention and communicates your value clearly. So, in the past, I just worked on a Java app, which was a good start, but it was pretty basic. What really made a difference was developing Java REST APIs using Spring Boot. This approach allows for creating scalable, efficient, and easy-to-maintain services. Let's take a quick look at the bad versus good examples here. The bad example might involve writing all the code in a single monolithic application, which can become hard to manage and test over time. On the other hand, the good example emphasizes designing clean, modular APIs that follow best practices, making them easier to update and extend. This distinction highlights the importance of focusing on API design and architecture, especially when building robust back-end systems. It ties back to our overall theme of writing quality, maintainable code that supports scalable applications. Let's talk about some common mistakes you might encounter in the skills section. First, skill bars. They can be visually appealing, but if they're not backed up by real evidence or context, they can be quite misleading. It's better to focus on concrete examples rather than just visual indicators. Next, categories without keywords. When you group skills into broad categories without specific keywords, it can make it difficult for recruiters or applicant tracking systems to understand what you truly excel at. Be precise and targeted in your descriptions. Then, outdated skills. Technology evolves rapidly, and listing skills that are no longer relevant can hurt your credibility. Make sure your skills reflect current industry standards and tools. Overall, these mistakes can undermine your profile's effectiveness. The key is to be clear, accurate, and up-to-date, ensuring your skills section genuinely showcases your abilities and aligns with your career goals. Let's take a look at some common file format mistakes that can really hurt your chances. First up, a scanned PDF. While it might seem like a quick way to send your resume, it's actually an image-based document that can't be easily read by applicant tracking systems. This can make it harder for your resume to be found or properly evaluated. Next, an image-based resume. Similar idea, if your entire resume is just a picture, it's not searchable or scannable by the software recruiters use. It also makes it difficult for the hiring manager to quickly extract your information. And then there's the wrong file name. This might seem minor, but it can actually look unprofessional. Using a generic or incorrect file name can cause confusion or make it harder for your file to be identified quickly among many others. Overall, paying attention to file formats and naming conventions shows professionalism and ensures your resume makes it through the initial screening process smoothly. Let's start with the first point, matching your job description. It's crucial to tailor your resume to the specific role you're applying for. This means highlighting the skills and experiences most relevant to the position, so the employer can see right away that you're a good fit. Next, using standard headings is key. Clear, familiar section titles like experience, education, and skills help recruiters quickly find the information they need. It also keeps your resume organized and professional. And finally, keep it simple. Avoid clutter and unnecessary details. A clean, straightforward format makes your resume easy to read and ensures that the most important information stands out. By following these tips, matching the job description, using standard headings, and keeping it simple, you'll greatly improve your chances of catching a recruiter's eye and moving forward in the hiring process. Let's walk through the keyword optimization steps. First, I suggest copying the job description, or JD, as a starting point. This helps ensure we're aligned with the role's requirements. Next, we highlight the key skills mentioned in the JD. These are the skills that are most relevant and should be emphasized in our content. Finally, it's important to add these keywords naturally into our writing. This means integrating them smoothly so that the content remains engaging and easy to understand, rather than just stuffing keywords in awkwardly. By following these steps, we can effectively optimize for search engines while maintaining a conversational and professional tone. This approach ties directly into our overall theme of creating targeted, impactful content that resonates with both audiences and algorithms. Let's take a look at the ATS optimization checklist. First, a simple format is key. Keeping things straightforward makes it easier for the ATS to scan and understand your resume. Next, ensure your keywords match the job description closely. This alignment is crucial because ATS systems look for specific terms to rank your resume higher. And of course, use the correct file type, typically a Word document or a PDF, since incompatible formats can cause your application to be overlooked. By following these simple guidelines, you improve your chances of passing the ATS screening and getting noticed by human recruiters. Remember, the goal is to make your resume as easy as possible for the system to read and evaluate. When it comes to customizing your resume, there are two key areas to focus on. First, every job application should be tailored to highlight the most relevant skills and experiences that match the specific role you're applying for. This means adjusting your resume for each position to make sure you're presenting yourself as the perfect fit. Second, incorporating role-specific keywords is crucial. Many companies use applicant tracking systems to screen resumes, so including keywords from the job description can help ensure your application gets noticed. Knowing when to customize your resume is just as important as doing it. Whenever you're applying for a new role, take the time to tweak your resume accordingly. This tailored approach demonstrates your genuine interest and makes it clear that you've taken the effort to understand what the employer is looking for. Remember, a well-customized resume can significantly boost your chances of landing an interview, so always keep these points in mind during your job search. Now, once you've crafted your master resume, make sure to save it securely. This will serve as your foundation for all future updates and customizations. Remember, a well-maintained master resume saves you time and effort down the line. Next, when applying for specific roles, take the time to customize your skills and summary sections. Tailoring these parts allows you to highlight the most relevant experience and strengths that match each job description. A pro tip here is to always review the job posting carefully and reflect the keywords and skills they emphasize. This not only makes your resume more targeted, but also increases your chances of catching the recruiter's eye. By keeping your master resume updated and customizing your content for each application, you're positioning yourself as a strong candidate who's genuinely interested and well-prepared. This consistency and attention to detail can make all the difference in standing out in a competitive job market. Let's wrap up with the key takeaways from Lesson 2. First, avoiding mistakes is crucial because even small errors can have big impacts on your results. It's all about being careful and attentive to detail. Second, optimizing smartly means not just making changes for the sake of it, but making thoughtful, strategic improvements that genuinely move your project forward. Remember, it's about quality over quantity. These concepts tie back to our overall theme of working efficiently and effectively. By focusing on avoiding errors and making smart optimizations, we set ourselves up for success and continuous improvement. Now, as we wrap up, I want to highlight the ATS resume scoring and job matching tools. These are powerful resources that help streamline the hiring process by analyzing resumes and matching candidates more effectively. They use advanced algorithms to evaluate skills, experience, and keywords, making sure the best fit candidates stand out. This connects perfectly with our overall theme of leveraging technology to improve recruitment outcomes. In our next lesson, we'll dive deeper into how to implement these tools in your own hiring processes, so you can see firsthand how they can save time and improve quality. Stay tuned, because mastering these tools can really transform your approach to talent acquisition.